Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. Typically on here, I tell you we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, but you are right in towards the ending of our 75 soft challenge. And I just want to give you a quick kind of recap because life got really chaotic and what that looked like for me doing the 75 soft challenge. So in real time, we are on day, what is today? We're on day 70. Wow. The time is just getting so warped and crazy in our personal kind of life. I say kind of because there's a lot that I share. There's a lot that I don't, but there's a lot that comes out because it's awkward if you didn't know. I'm rambling. Anyways, we're on day 70 and the days have kind of gotten jumbled up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it's the first time I've had a moment to sit down and turn the camera on, wrap up the week before, and I think that what I will do is, because we're already, I think I'll just wrap up weeks 10 and 11 for you together. Normally what I tried to do throughout this journey was do a weekly vlog, but week 10, I really didn't pick up the camera at all, because if you watched our week 9 vlog, I try to link them down below if you want to catch up and see them. But if you watched our week 9 vlog, you know that we hit some things. We had a trip, we came home, we had some stuff we had to work out with the management company, and now we are preparing to move. It kind of is just like a domino effect of things that happened. As of this very moment, I don't know where God will have us next. We just both felt, my husband and I, very strongly that this home was no longer where he wanted us to be. And so we chose not to re-sign, and that our lease was already coming up. And so we have about maybe, I think, a month and a half. We're still trying to get the final date from our management company. They're kind of going around in a little bit of a circle with giving us the final details, which is difficult, but I just keep reminding myself, God's got this too, and I can rest in that, because the rest of resting is not happening. I don't know if the camera's picking up some of the boxes in the back, so we already have started that. And so through these last couple of weeks and days of my 75 soft, that's kind of what my fitness I've been counting towards, is the packing and the moving. Because we had not planned to leave, we thought we would stay. We were nowhere near ready to start packing and moving and things. I will though admit that I felt a little bit of a nudge to start, like, okay, if we're gonna be here for another while, let's declutter a little bit, let's start cleaning. In fact, I think I had a cleaning video out where I was like, I think maybe it's time to start Fly Lady up again. Sorry, water break. If you're watching it, take your water break. So as far as fitness, that's where I started counting it. And I even had a couple of days where I knew I was working so hard, I didn't even bother wearing my fitness watch, because it was just like mentally another thing on the list. But I know that I was working out. I know I was moving my body with intentional movement for at least 45 minutes, because once we decided we weren't re-signing, I started to clean and try to pack up and things like that. And so that's what we're in the middle of, decluttering, and as much as we can, because we don't know how far we will be going or where we will be going next. I am not quite sure how much to let go of. I know that kind of feels like weird. Like, if you're gonna declutter, you might as well just declutter. Like, why wouldn't you? But if you have a bigger move, maybe out of state, then you would get rid of more stuff. That's what happened when we moved the last time out of state. And then, as opposed to like, if you're just moving across town, like, maybe you wouldn't get rid of as much. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels like that. But so my movement and my step goal as far as like that 75 soft challenge has been, I've been feeling like I've hit my fitness goals by doing the moving and packing and all that not fun stuff. My Bible time, which was also one of the goals on this journey, has been, I don't know if intense is the word I want to use, but it's been solid. I really have been clinging tightly to the Lord because, man, I really need to. This in between, this waiting, this not knowing, it's tough. And it is really hard when you are a kind of person who likes to have all the plans and have a backup plan just in case. And you can't really plan because I don't know what's next. Only He does. And so while we're in the waiting, I am physically trying to pack up some things, but I also have been really leaning in to Bible time, and it doesn't always look like quiet times in the mornings. I have had some quieter moments, especially because like the good Lord has been waking me up at 5:30, and so I've had some quiet, but then also another, like, my kids have, I feel like they almost know. Sometimes they just, I've gotten a couple of mornings where they were up at 5:30, which is way too early for my kids. So we've had Bible time where I am in the midst of the middle of our day and it is loud. There are times where I am pouring into my kids and really is just pouring into myself and giving almost myself my own biblical pep talk, reminding myself of His promises, reminding myself that He has never failed us before and He's not about to now. And that can mean hardship, but it can also mean peace through it and joy through it. And so I have been getting in my Bible time for sure. And then as far as eating, unfortunately my eating, it has gone the other route. I think at the end of the last video, the end of the last week's vlog, I did mention that sometimes it can go one of two ways. I either reach for way too many comfort foods or I'm just not eating at all. And unfortunately, I'm not eating too well. And I'm trying really hard to make sure that my protein and my fiber are at least getting hit, and I'm getting that up. Because I know that I need that and I need the fuel to continue on physically to do these things. So I have not counted them as like a loss or a fail on the journey, because mentally I'm still pushing and I'm still maybe not tracking my macros, but I did come into it talking about intuitive eating, and part of that was making sure that I didn't count macros for the rest of my life, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so I've been just trying to make sure that when I do feel hungry enough to have a meal, that it is a meal that includes protein and some good sources of fiber. The one thing that continued to be a struggle, though, these last 2 weeks in the chaos is the nonfiction pages. I did finish reading Almost Amish. I liked that book. I really liked it. I'm glad that that was the book that carried me through these last couple of days and these last 2 weeks, because it was one that I was truly interested in. And there are parts of it where I don't want to say I had trouble following her and her examples. There are a lot of examples in it. And the reviews, maybe that's why I went wrong, is that I read the reviews, and some of the reviews were saying that it felt preachy, and that it alluded to maybe the author was trying to say that the Amish way of living was the only way. And I didn't get that at all from when I read it. I think that she was in admiration of it, but she herself is not Amish, and was saying, these are the things that I admire about them and what they put first, and she broke it down into chapters. So I really liked that nonfiction book, but I did finish it, and today is actually the first day that I've got to pick up another nonfiction book, and I don't have one. So I don't know what we're gonna read. We have one more day. Tomorrow is Friday. No. So today is the end of week 10. Wow. I said we were going to wrap up week 10 and week 11. We're not. We're just wrapping up week 10. Week 10 was a blur. In case you can't tell. Yeah. It's just been that crazy. So today's the last day of week 10. I got to pick out a new book. So far today, I have packed 0 boxes. But I did help my son start organizing his room and then leave him with the duty of, okay, this is the game plan. This is what I need you to do to start. My son is a teen and his room shows it. So if you have teenagers that are not naturally tidy, let me know if you feel me. So that's what he's got going on there. And then I think actually I will do some walking on the walking pad today, just to do it, just to get that in, something that's non-packing, moving, done. Or maybe we'll get on the trusty bike for a little bit and just in the quiet do that. I don't know, we'll see. But that's, or week 11, nope, week 10. Week 10 is the blur that it was and how we kind of stuck to the soft. I cannot tell you how glad I am that I did 75 soft and not 75 hard, because I feel like I would have not made it had I done the 75 hard. I think that it is a great mental challenge, but this definitely was not the season for me to do that. So I am so grateful that it was the soft and that the things that I implemented were things that I wanted to create habits with, and they definitely have become habits, because even in this hardship, even in this transitional period, I stuck with the things. So I hope that this made sense. I know it was a lot of rambling. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Let's get to week 11, which isn't even a whole week. It's only 5 more days. 5 more days of this journey. Thanks so much for sticking it through with me.